Must kill myself in Lexus. Now I am. And they ask me, I tell them. Raise your glasses to the sky, yeah. This is the last call for alcohol to my niggas. So get your ass up off the wall. Yo, I'm back online. Let me check and make sure I'm online. Let's mute that site. Let's mute that site. Hold on. Let's make sure that's muted. Let me make sure I'm live on YouTube. Make sure I'm live everywhere I need to be live at. All right, I'm live on YouTube, live on Twitch. Let's take Trovo. Trovo for the Trovos. All right, Trovo, I'm live. Facebook, let's see if I'm in the game. Okay, bet. I'm in the game. Let's slowly turn this music off. And let's get the program started. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now currently watching J Damage. And I'm about to show y'all some stuff. I'm just trying to make sure I got my camera situation straight. And we are on point. Okay. Okay, that's not it. Okay, ooh. Now we in the game. Now we in the game, baby. Hold on. Okay. Let me make sure y'all can see that. Let me check that young Facebook. Make sure y'all can see the screen. Hold on. Am I live on Facebook? I'm not seeing nothing. Oh, I am live on Facebook. Okay, cool. Let me check YouTube just to make sure. I just want to make sure y'all can see what's on my screen. Actually, I'm not looking for a bunch of people to be watching this stream, but at the same time, I do want to make sure if you are watching, you can see what's going on. I can see the screen. Okay, cool. Yep. I can see Little Bill. So as you can see from the title, what I'm going to be showing y'all tonight is how to create a Little Bill type of character. Now, if you grew up, of course, in the 90s and early 2000s, then you probably remember this character of this black child. This was also a cartoon. If I'm not mistaken, it was directly created by Bill Cosby. So I don't know all of the history behind Little Bill, but I just know that this Little Bill had something to do with Bill Cosby. I don't know if he was based on Bill Cosby or anything like that, but I know that Bill Cosby has a lot to do with this cartoon. So basically, I thought it would be interesting to teach people how to basically design this Little Bill cartoon, just for the simple fact of when I was a kid, I used to watch this cartoon. I used to always think to myself, how did they create him? Like, if you notice, he does not have the same look that most cartoon characters have. Most cartoon characters, when you look at them, especially like back when I was younger, most cartoon characters had those black outlines. If you notice, they had those black outlines, and they functioned a certain type of way. They was very silly, very goofy. This was more of an educational show, Little Bill was. He was more of an educational show. Literally everything, even though Bill Cosby had his wild allegations or whatnot, but almost everything Bill Cosby was promoting at that time was very educational. Even what do you call that? Even Fat Albert and them. It was something educational about a lot of the things that he was promoting at that time. And this cartoon was actually one of his newer projects. Well, not new to you guys, but new to me, within the 2000s. And that was this show. And so basically what I want to do, I kind of just want to go through and show you guys how you create this type of character, because this type of character is achievable in Adobe Illustrator. So I can, and if you watch my previous video where I designed the South Park character, then you'll have some type of understanding. Let me sit up. You'll have some type of understanding of how you create this type of design. So what I want to do is go ahead and show you guys how to build it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to put him off to the side, and we're going to lock that layer. We're going to lock that layer and then start a new layer. If you watch my videos previously, then you already know what to do. To start a new layer, what I want you to do is hit that plus sign on the very bottom right hand corner. Once you hit that plus sign, let's go ahead and get to work. So this method, specifically creating characters with this type of color, is you want to create these by stacking colors. See, this is the thing about stacking colors in Adobe Illustrator. What you want to do is be stacking colors and arranging colors. So we're going to do, we already started a new layer. Let's choose our eyedropper tool. Our eyedropper tool is the 6th button down on the right side of the left side toolbar. Click on that eyedropper tool. It looks like a squirt bottle. What I want you to do is grab one of the colors. Now, looking at this project, what you want to do is look at him and identify the things on him. One of the first things you want to be grabbing is the skin, because the skin is the foundation of this character if you look at it real well. So what I want to do is I want to trace around the skin what I see, because the skin is all around his head. So what we can do, we could either get the head out the way first, or we can get all his details out the way. So it's really a preference thing, whatever you want to do. So I'm kind of thinking, let me do his head first. Maybe once I do his head, then I could start focusing on other things as far as the project. So all you want to do is use that eyedropper tool, click on the skin, you'll see the color pop up. And all you want to do is just trace around that head. All I'm doing is tracing around his head. Now, mind you, if you were creating your own character, then you want to do this same exact method. You want to do the same exact method and stack the colors this exact same type of way. You don't necessarily have to be tracing or anything like that. Of course, you'll be creating your own character. I'm just showing you how they create these type of characters. So, okay, so once we have his head shape, what we're going to do is go ahead and hide that. So in order to hide that, click on the color box and then click the red line under it. The small red line, small box right under the color box. Once you click that, it's going to disappear, and we're going to put that behind. Now let's trace his ears. Let's trace around his ears. Right now we're focusing only on one color. Let's get his ears. Now, mind you, I've never drew this. I never drew Little Bill before. So everything I'm doing right now, I'm just shooting from the hip. This isn't like an organized tutorial. I'm just shooting from the hip. I just know how to design, and I'm just kind of just guessing, but I'm almost sure I'm going to get them right. Because I do understand creating characters by stacking colors. Stacking colors is it's an unorthodox way of designing, but a lot of designers, they use it when it comes down to animation and creating characters, because what they do in order to create animation with this type of method, what they do is they put everything on different layers. So it'd be a layer for eyes, layer for the different mouths, the layer for the eyebrows, the layer for the blinking, the layer for the nose, all of that. There's a layer for everything once it comes down to designing. So you see we have both of his ears now, and we have his head. Now remember, everything that's his skin, let's also get his neck. Let's get the neck. Let's go around. Boom, boom, boom. As you see, I'm using the pen tool and the curvature tool in order to get these shapes, right? Let's make sure we get everything put together. Now that we have all of that put together, let's select that whole thing. And then all you have to do is click the eyedropper tool again and click on his skin. Boom. Now we have all of that. You see, we already have his head, his ears, and everything. Now his details we're going to grab afterwards. Let's also grab his hands. Let me turn the colors off as I grab his hands. Boom, 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 boom. And let's connect that. Boom. So what you do is to go ahead and grab your curvature tool and start hitting those curves. Matter of fact, let me check and make sure nobody said nothing. And here I thought for some reason you were white this whole time. Keep crushing it. Why do people think that I'm a white person? I honestly think it's my voice. I think that I have such a proper voice. For some reason, some people may assume that I'm a white person, but my nigga, I'm black, bro. I don't know why y'all think J Damage is white, man. I'm a black person, man. That's I don't know. You know what? I can't be mad at nobody because I went years without showing my face. And I think that's always been an issue with people. I went years without showing my face. It's only not because I'm like self-conscious or something. I don't want to necessarily show myself. It's just that just for years, like people just didn't know that, who I was, what I looked like. And sometimes people just assumed that I was a white person. But no, no, I'm black. And I don't announce like who I am or what I look like and things of that nature. I never was like that. People who know me, they know I come from a certain type of background. I don't announce who I am or what I got going on. And then, it's very rare to see a black person like doing graphic design at this capacity, like this frequent. Like you don't really see that like that. And I could understand why sometimes people may be like, damn, like who is this? Like. And that's the thing about a lot of us black people. We don't do graphic design because we kind of feel like this field is not really for us. Which in some ways it kind of isn't because not gonna lie to you, once you actually start getting into the field of graphic design, you will deal with some discriminatory shit. I mean, once you get into the whole job field, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm black. I'm black. I'm not even like half black or nothing. I'm not like light skinned black or mixed black. Nigga, I'm black. I'm like black like get followed in the stove black. I'm like black like I've never been in a relationship with somebody outside of my race black. That's how black I am. I have never been in a relationship with a woman who isn't black. I've only been in a relationship with black women. Not that I'm against any other women or anything like that. It's just that just never have. I come from a community, as some of you may already know, people who know me. I come from a Mexican community. So growing up, I only dated black and Hispanic women. Straight up. I've only been with black and Hispanic women my entire life. I have nothing against, white women or, Chinese women or anything of that nature, but I just been with black women. It just is what it is. I'm like that black. So as you can see right now, we just grabbing the details in Little Bill's face. Shout out to Kingdom Mixtapes who just commented, and shout out to everybody who's just commenting. I'm not asking you to watch this entire video. Remember, all of my videos are being pre-recorded and saved on all of these different platforms. I am recording on multiple different platforms right now. If you wherever you catching this at, understand I am on different places just in case you want to watch this on a different platform. I am currently on Trovo, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So if you want to see me on any of those platforms, you go ahead and check a brother out. Check me out and see what's going on. I truly recommend these videos for people who are curious about learning graphic design. I promise you, you won't regret it. It's actually a lot easier than what you probably think. And all of these tutorials I'm showing y'all are absolutely free. You don't owe me a goddamn thing. I don't want your money, but if you got some money for me, slide some oil to me. Slide some oil down my spine. I appreciate the money if you got it. Hold on. I'm just trying to get his details correct. As of right now, I'm just trying to get his eyes, get everything that belongs on his face. All I'm doing is I'm just creating the Illustrator version of this design. I wouldn't be surprised if they created Little Bill on Illustrator. I wouldn't even be surprised. Serious shit. I wouldn't even be surprised. Because I always kind of like wondered how they created him when I was a kid. I used to be like, how did they make this shit? Okay, so we're gonna do his nose, and his nose, instead of the The closed color box, you want to use the open color box. The open color box is for the line work. Grab your curvature tool and just come around like that. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. That's one nose. And as you've been watching my videos previously, you already know what to do. Change your stroke to whatever desired size. Select that piece. And what you want to do is Command C, Command F. That pastes it right in front of the same place. Right click it, click on reflect. As soon as you reflect it, make sure you choose vertical and press OK. And then drag it over to where you need it to be. Boom. You have just learned duplication. You'll be surprised. A lot of people who use Illustrator don't even know how to do that, which is very sad. All right, let's get his ear. Use the eyedropper tool. Click on the inside. We just need the details. Let's create that shape with the pen tool. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm hearing something outside. Let me check my cameras. I don't want to have to go get my strap. Hopefully it's not that serious. But I'm not playing that shit even if I'm on live. Okay, that's just some people walking past. My security system isn't going out, but I am hearing voices loud outside. And don't get it twisted. I still am who I am. I will shut this camera off and go outside and handle my business the way that I usually do. I would hate to do something like that on camera, but I do take my safety very serious. I think it's probably just some people outside arguing or something. Hoping I ain't got to come off this camera. Shout out to my guy Jose Perez. Oh, that's my guy Cookies. Shout out to Cookies. Cookies always on. Shout out to Cookies. Shout out to it says Sheldon Blocker, Ismail Espiritu. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who's not friends with me, who just comes on my page and hit likes on everything. Like, it's crazy. It's people I'm not even friends with coming through hitting like. All right. So we're going to duplicate this the exact same way. Command C, Command F. We pasted that in front. Right click it. Transform. Reflect. Click OK. Boom. Make sure it's on vertical. Slide it over. Boom. Now we have both earpieces. So far we have his eyes, eyebrows, nose, and the ears. Now let's get his mouth together. His mouth is very weird to me. Just looking at his mouth. I wonder why did they get so colorful with his mouth. Big and colorful. Let's go ahead. Eyedropper tool, those colors. Let's get that right. Let's take the color out of it so we can get these shape right. This shape is weird. And his teeth is weird. I think they was trying to simulate, you know, he's a little kid, so they made his mouth kind of odd. Let's get this shape together. Boom. Now let's eye drop and get that color for the top of his mouth, his top lip. Let's get those teeth. His teeth is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, and it's spaced out. They was trying to simulate his teeth. So let's get those colors right. Anytime you want to take a color and put a color behind a color, what you want to do is right click, go down to arrange, and click send to back. What that does, that puts one color behind the other color. So then let me select it. I'm selecting the wrong one. Select that, boom. And what you want to do, instead of doing that whole copying process, what you want to do is hold Option and drag it over. Boom, just like that. Go ahead and turn it, adjust it to however you need it to be so it can look just like the original. Look at that. We slowly getting this to look exactly like the original Little Bill. Only thing, oh shit. You mess up, just hit Command Z. Hold Option, drag it over. This is the thing about Illustrator. Even when I'm teaching tutorials, I'm at a point where I've gotten so good where sometimes even if I don't know how to do something, I could kind of learn as I go. And that's what being a good graphic designer is all about, is even if you make a mistakes, it's all about correcting. Hold on 1 second. Keep hearing something. Okay, maybe I'm tripping, yo. I'm looking at my camera, I'm seeing nothing there. Okay, so we have his teeth, we have his top lip. Let me see what that looks like. Well, you can't see his teeth, but let's just leave it like that. Let's get his bottom lip. The bottom lip, let's go ahead and choose that. That's just a curvature tool, curve that right around. Let's turn the color off. Anchor points, boom, boom. Then let's drag it down. Let's get the one thing about it is once you get to the point of making these shapes, take your time and add anchor points and adjust until you feel like you have this done the right way. We want to make sure these mouths, the lips are properly aligned. Okay, I know I'm not tripping. I hear somebody getting closer. I'm right in front of my front window, so I feel like I feel people walking close to my window or some shit. I'm gonna leave my camera on. I'm gonna leave my camera on. I don't like that. I don't like hearing loud voices when I'm in the middle of something. Okay, so we got everything. We got the mouth. So we just need to get the bottom teeth and his tongue. Now, mind you, when it comes down to designs like this, understand we're just stacking colors. So you want to make sure these colors are properly being stacked. Because what we're going to do is do his white teeth, put the tongue behind the white teeth, and then after we put the tongue in, we want to put black all behind the entire thing. Because you want this design to be exactly organized. Whether you're following this tutorial or you creating your own design where you're using this exact same method, you want to make sure that you're stacking these colors properly, because characters that are being stacked like this specifically, you want to make sure that these are organized. If you do not organize this right, this is going to look like a disaster. And I'm not playing. This is going to look very bad. You want to make sure you organizing this right. See? So I want to send those teeth behind the bottom lips. So what I'm going to do is right click and then scroll down to arrange and click send to back. Boom. That's going to put those teeth behind those lips like that. Now we need to do the tongue. We're going to do the same thing with the tongue. I dropped that color for the tongue. Let's create that shape. The shape is going to start from here. Boom, boom. Let's come around. You see it's currently in front of everything, but don't worry about that. What I want you to do is right click it, do the exact same thing, scroll down to arrange, and then click send to back. Boom, that's going to take you to the back. I'm going to take the color out of it so I can get the shapes right. I'm using the curvature tool in order to make that the shape of the tongue correctly. And remember, that tongue is behind the teeth. You want to make sure it's sent all the way to the back. So now that we got it like that, let's go ahead and add color back to it. Boom. So remember, the final thing that goes behind all of this is the black. You want the inside of the mouth to be black. So what we're going to do is this exact same method. What we're going to do is make the black shape inside of this entire thing. We want that black to cover this entire area. Let me change this color to black. Let me set my computer on here so it's not wobbling. Let's set that black color up. Zoom in all the way if you got to. You want to make sure that black is covering up everything that's on the inside of the mouth. It doesn't matter how raggedy your shape may look. You just want to make sure that this black is covering the entire inside. So once you have it covering the entire inside, he should look like that, almost as if he has no teeth. What you want to do is right click, arrange, send to back. Boom. We officially have all of those colors stacked. Look at that. Now all we have to do is just drag his face onto the original color that we did. Remember, that's the thing about this process. It's all about stacking these colors properly. Now let's drag these over. Look at that. Boom. Nope. I forgot something because I don't see his teeth. Oh, yeah. I'm actually doing right. So let me drag that back over because I was doing right. What happened is, if you look at it, if you notice, everything isn't sent to the back. So let's take what we already have over here, right click it, and send it to the back. Arrange, send to back. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. That's his face now. Now we have his face. I think the only thing we missing is right under his chin. I see a line right there. So let's steal that color from the ear. Let's use that to create a line. Let's make that line right under his chin. Boom. Let's make an anchor point there. Let's make an anchor point there. That line is a lot thinner. Let's take that down. And then let's drag that down. Let's put that right there. And boom. Now we have that line under his chin. As you can see, we have made a lot of progress. We now have his hand done. Well, both of his hands, and we have his face done, as you can see. It's that easy. All it is just that method of stacking colors. Shout out to, what's that? Farida Manan. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Shout out to Ronald Davison. Shout out to everybody still hitting like on all my posts. Shout out to everybody that is currently watching on, what is that, on Twitch. Shout out to everybody who is currently watching on Trovo. Let me go to my space so I can make sure I properly acknowledge you just in case you sent a donation. I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you. Yo, shout out to my guy Cookies coming in, already showing love. I already see what you've been sending, man. I appreciate you. You sent the, what's that, Mandarinka? Yo, shout out my brother, man, showing me so much love and helping me navigate through Trovo. I truly appreciate you. And shout out everybody that's coming in and out on Facebook showing love. Let's continue this process. So we already have Little Bill's head. Let me make sure y'all can see that. Okay, cool. We already have Little Bill's head. Now let's get to his body. Now his body should be a little bit more simpler because all we're going to be doing is that's all going to be in one go. So let's get this B first. Let's get the B on his stomach. That's going to be way in the front. Let's go ahead and trace around that B. Use that pen tool and get the shape of that B. Let me take the color out so I can see it. This is a very raggedy looking B. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was hearing noises around my house. You know, I'm not the type of person where I tolerate people playing around my house. I live in a neighborhood where it's a lot of traffic, though, so, you know, I can't be mad at nobody. But at the same time, I'm very cautious. I don't like nobody snooping around my house. And I got cameras all around here, so you usually can't snoop around here. But when I'm hearing voices and I'm not seeing nothing on the camera, I'm like thinking like, what type of high-tech spy shit these motherfuckers outside doing? As you see, I'm adding these colors from the inside. I don't know why I just added all those anchor points. It's not even that serious. Literally, y'all, if y'all want to make a shape like this, where it's like a half circle, all you have to do is with the pen tool, create a triangle with the pen tool, put a dot right next to the point right there on the pen tool and erase the point. Boom. That's going to make that shape. Once it makes that shape, you can add a couple more anchor points to make it fit. That's how you do that. It's not that hard. Wow, it's just crazy that all of this shit that I learned ain't even on the internet no more, man. Crazy. All right, now, yep, let's take that to the back. Send to back. Boom. Now let's get his shirt. His shirt, I want to say that's going to go all the way in the back. So let's get that yellow first. Select that yellow. Boom. Let's go around that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm hitting all the anchor points, as you can see. I'm hitting all the edges with the pen tool. Hit all the edges with that pen tool. And then what you want to do is take the color out, use that curvature tool, and bend everything to where it fits perfectly. Fit everything perfectly. You have to be careful sometimes. That's why it's best to use high-res images. Because when you do high-res images, it's easier to trace around this type of stuff. If you notice, if you look at the edges of the images that we're tracing over, the edges is pixelated like fucking crazy. But do not worry about that. If you are doing this Illustrator thing right, it doesn't matter. But it's better for tracing when you use a high-res image. Okay, so we have all the yellow. Let's go ahead and put that color in. Boom. And let's send that to the back. Boom. Okay, now we have the shirt. Now let's get this red on top. I'm gonna choose the same red from the B. And let's go ahead and make that shape. Create those anchor points, just like that. Let's take the color out, grab that curvature tool, and start bending. Start doing the bending. There you go. Boom. So once you have that, what I want you to do is use that eyedropper tool, choose that color, boom, now you got it. Same thing goes for the sleeves. Let's do the exact same process. Grab that pen tool, start making those anchor points. What's that? Boom, boom. Let me take the color out of there. Make sure you take the color out so you can see what you're doing. Wait, get closer. Boom, boom, boom. And remember, this purple, we are arranging the colors. This purple we're going to have to send to the back. Zoom in, erase that anchor point, and let's start adjusting. Do not be scared to use your pen tool and your curvature tool to get these shapes as perfect as possible. We want this to look good, so you want to take your time. Make sure all your curves is right and looking good. Okay, cool. Boom. Boom. Okay, now that we have this shape put together the correct way, use our eyedropper tool, click the purple, boom. Now what we're going to do is right click it and send it all the way to the back. Boom. Send it all the way to the back. And remember, don't worry about this overlap in the hand, because remember, we already have the hands. The hands are going to be in front of this entire color. Okay, so what we're going to do now, do this exact same thing that we did. Let's go ahead and start tracing around those colors. Make sure your color is out of your color box. And let's go ahead. Use that curvature tool or the pen tool, whichever one you prefer. And let's just get those colors. Let's go around. Boom, 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 boom. Make sure everything is adjusted correctly. And you want to make sure a lot of this is adjusted correctly just in case. Let me make sure that's not in front. Okay, so yeah, that green is in front. So let's select that. Use the eyedropper tool and grab that color. Yeah, let's keep it in front like that. I think, let me see what needs to be put behind it though. Okay, so let's clean that up, because we want this to intersect with the top. So boom, boom. Let's erase that anchor point and bend that, because we want that around, this color around the collar perfectly. So let's bend that with the curvature tool. Let's get that around the collar, and then let's bend that. Now make sure you're moving very calculated with this. You want to make sure that everything is being put in the correct manner. Matter of fact, let's drag that over. If we did this right, once we send this to the back, all of this that we just did of his body, or his upper torso, we want this whole upper torso we just created, we want that behind the hands right here. If we did this correctly, then by the time we slide it over, his hands should fit perfectly. So let's right click, arrange, and send that to the back. Boom. Once we send that to the back, let's drag it over. Look at that. Fits right together. Boom. It's fit right together. Matter of fact, we may need to move it up slightly. Yep, just so it can fit right on his chin. Boom. Look at that. We already getting close. And I told you, all we doing is stacking colors. That's where this whole thing is. Okay, so this hand needs to be put behind the shirt. So let's get this hand. Let's make some adjustments too, so it can fit right there. Let's make some adjustments. Boom. So let's select the purple and the hand, right click them and arrange send to back. Boom. Now they're behind. Now we're starting to look a little bit more realistic. Okay. So now that we have that, let's move on to the pants. As you see, his pants is behind, but the strings is in front. So let's get his pants first. Let's get the pants. So boom. All we're doing is stacking colors. Let's use the curvature tool, get those curves. Want to make sure we get those curves properly. Okay, now let's click both of these anchor points so they both together. What we want to do is use the eyedropper tool, select that color, and then let's drag it over. Now what we want to do is send that to the back. So right click, arrange, send to back. Boom. That's his pants. Now I see some black outlines. Ironic. He has black outlines in his pants. I never noticed that. Let's go ahead and get those put together. Let's color that black. Boom. Let's get these other ones too. I know you've been searching for someone. Oh, there we go. Boom. 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 We're just making sure those shapes fit perfectly. We want those shapes to fit by the time we start merging everything together. Now, what we're creating right now, we want to go right in front of the pants because I guess they tried to make it to where he has black outlines on the pants, which is weird because he has no black outlines anywhere but his pants. I thought that's odd. But yeah, let's drag these over. Oh shit, did I mess that up? Oh yeah, no, I was good. So let's drag those over. Boom. Once we drag those over, make sure we have them fitting properly because that line is on the curb. So that line should be like right around right there. No, hold up. I am fucking up right now. So that line should be right there on the curb. Boom. Matter of fact, let's bring them to the front. Right click, arrange, bring to the front. Boom. So both of these should be colored black. There we go. And let's take this down. Well, I don't know why that's up so high. Okay, cool. So now we have the black lines on the pants. So now let's organize the feet. The feet, if you just look at them, is just these shapes. So use the eyedropper tool. Go ahead. Let's trace around these shoes. Let's get these shoes right. We could damn near do the whole shoe and then just drag it over. And then we'll pretty much be done with the video. I want to do each color at a time. Let's use that pen tool, come around, create those anchor points. Boom, boom, boom. It's pretty simple, y'all. I'm telling you, it's simple. It's just, you just have to really pay attention and make sure you're stacking these colors properly. And once you get to the point of creating your own character, make sure that you're stacking these colors properly. You don't want to do this in a very cheap way. You want to make sure that when you stack these colors, they look good. Let's take the color out of that so we can get this line right here. Eyedropper, get that line. Put the color in your line box. Take the color box off. What you want to do is create that shape right there. There's just a line. Let's make that line thinner. Let's turn that to a 0.5. No, actually, we need it thicker, 0.75. Boom. Now let's bring the color back in the bottom of the shoe. Boom. That brown is in the front. That's perfect. Let's go around these whites. So what I want you to do is use that eyedropper tool. Click that white. It looks like those have black edges too. That's weird. So some part have outlines. That's weird. But the outlines is very thin. So let's make a very thin outline for that. Now let's use our curvature tool and let's create those shapes. I mind you, I'm discovering things as I'm designing this. I never noticed a black outline on his shoes. Well, on the white parts of his shoes. I never noticed that. And I've watched this show quite a few times. Or maybe that's just the way that this picture is. So yep, let's go ahead and get that organized. And matter of fact, we can copy and paste this one because these are just the same shapes. So let's go ahead and turn that white back on. Boom. Let's drag that over just like that. Boom. Now what you want to do, because these are in front of the brown bottom, so what you want to do is right click, arrange, send to back. Boom. Now all we have to do is the strings, and we have to do the black parts of the actual sides of the shoes. So what we're going to do is get these strings together. So you already know what to do. Curvature tool, pen tool. Use the eyedropper to select that color. Let's turn the color off. Let's use that pen tool. Let's make those anchor points, and then let's use that curvature tool. Let's go ahead and go around this project and try to get it right. Let's get it right. Just keep going around. If you didn't get to see what the little Bill looks like so far, this is what he looked like. We almost have him done. All we got to do is get his shoes right. And his shoes are going to be right in front of the pants. So all we doing is the last part of the shoes, which is the strings. And we are doing the black background of the shoe. And then we're pretty much done. I do most anything. Okay, boom. Let's go ahead and get that put together. Boom, boom. Now a struggle I might have to deal with is getting that blue inside of this right here. Matter of fact, I think I'm just gonna create that. Cause I think both of these strings are the exact same. So I won't need blue for the other side, but I just need blue for this side. So I might have to select some blue. Let me see. Let me add the color with the eyedropper tool. Let me go ahead and get this closer to the look of the original. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal some of that blue. So I'm going to add the color in. Boom. Okay, cool. Now let's right click it, arrange, send to back. Now let's turn the color off because I want to get that blue. Let's use the eyedropper tool. Let's take the blue from the pants on mines. Now let's create that shape that's within the inside. It's all about seeing a problem and being able to fix it. If you're a graphic designer, it's all about problem solving. I'm pretty sure everybody learned that in school. Problem solving. All right, let's add the color back to the strings. Boom. We want to make sure this blue is all the way in the front. Because by the time we put that on the pants, oh shit, what did I just do? I said arrange and take it to the front. Okay, cool. So now what we want to do is just copy and paste this string. Or matter of fact, instead of doing that, hold Option and drag it over. Oh, matter of fact, I am going to need that blue. I slept on it. I didn't think I was going to need it. All right. Select Option, drag it over. Boom. Now you see, now it's in front of the white. If it's in front of the white, don't worry about it. Just right click it, scroll down to arrange, send to back, boom. Now it's behind it. Now we only got one thing left to do, and that is the blacks behind everything. So what you want to do, eyedropper tool. If you've been paying attention, you already know. Eyedropper tool, click on the black, grab that curvature tool or your pen tool if you prefer. Let's go around the blacks. Boom. Let's go ahead and click, and let's just go around the blacks. Don't be scared about coloring in front of stuff. Don't get scared about coloring in front of things, because we're going to organize it when all of this is done with. Let's just get that put together. And let's wrap it around so we can connect everything. Boom. Let's bring the color back in that. Boom. As you can see, it's in the front, but you have nothing to worry about because like I told you, we're stacking colors. So what I want you to do is right click it, go down to arrange, and once again, send to back. Boom. Look at that. Now we officially have his shoes. So now that we have his shoes, all we're going to do is just drag them over. Drag them over. Hold shift when you're dragging them, just so we can try to put them in the right place. Boom. So I know what you're saying now. Jay, it's not in the right place. It's all in the back. See, if you've been paying attention, you already know what to do, baby. Right click. Boom. Right click. Arrange. Make sure everything is selected, by the way. Go to arrange and click bring to front instead of send to back. Boom. As you bring it to front, now the shoes are in the front. And as you see, ladies and gentlemen, we have literally created Little Bill. Tell me I ain't the shit right now. Prove me wrong. I had a problem. I solved it. I put it together, and boom, look at that. We have officially created Little Bill. I ain't the shit right. I solved it. Hold up, wait. Put it together. Let me see where I'm talking. Look at that. Look, I had to tell myself I'm the shit. That's how dope I am right now. We have officially created the Little Bill character. As you can see, look, I bet you, like, if you're just now tapping into this video, I bet you don't even know the difference. That's how accurate we made this shit. Excuse me for cussing. I'm trying not to cuss in these videos no more. My bad. But that is literally how accurate we did it. All Little Bill is just the colors stacked up. I see a couple little tiny flaws, but you don't even have to worry about that. This is how they created this character. They stacked the colors right in front of each other, and they made sure when they stacked them a certain type of way. I, of course, told you when you do this type of animation with these colors stacked, you want to make sure everything is separated by layers. As you can see, we did everything all on the same layer. Now, everything that I just did, you can achieve this exact same look if you are doing this on different layers. You just, instead of you arranging everything all on this same layer, you can arrange everything on different layers. You'll be doing it on different layers if you're animating. You'll be doing everything on the same layer if you're just creating a design, right? So I appreciate everybody for checking out this video, and hopefully you learned something. And like I said, if you are just now checking into this video, you have nothing to worry about. All you have to do is follow me on every platform, or just on one of these platforms that you see me on, which is Trovo, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. If you follow me on these platforms, you will be able to find these videos. You can go back and watch this video and follow on Illustrator. I know on certain parts when I say certain things, like when I say right click in certain things, you guys don't see those menus, but do not worry. All you have to do is get Adobe Illustrator and just follow these exact things I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, you will see exactly what I'm doing. But if that gets too hard for you, if you feel like you still can't keep up with what's going on, all you have to do is contact me for a one-on-one session. We could do a one-on-one session. Of course, you would have to pay for it, but we can do that one-on-one session, and we can keep going until you get this right. Trust me, this is a lot easier than what it seems. Do not let this program, you see all of these tools and buttons and everything, do not let this intimidate you. I'm telling you, there's even a couple buttons on here that I have never used before. Do not get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I am extremely advanced at this program, but don't get it twisted. You don't need to be advanced at this program in order to achieve these high-end looks when it comes down to these designs. Jesus Christ. But yo, I appreciate you guys for checking this in. Thank you to everybody who came in and showed love to this video. Shout out to everybody who sent in donations. And man, y'all, I will be back on tomorrow early in the morning and later on in the day. I apologize to everybody for coming on late, but even when I'm late, I'm always on time, baby. So I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good night. I will see y'all tomorrow. So let me go ahead and get up off this thing. Let me make sure it wasn't no questions or anything. Yo, shout out to Daniel Noti for coming in and pressing like. Shout out to what that says. Ash, call me amazing. Ash, call me amazing. Finn, I appreciate you for coming in and showing love. Shout out to everybody for sharing this video. It's already people sharing and pressing like. I appreciate y'all for coming in. I didn't expect nobody to be up and watching at this time of the day, but I do appreciate y'all for coming in, showing love. I'm about to go ahead and go to bed. I know I'm probably talking a lot at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all have a good night. Bye.